हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू द फ्लाइंग फुलबैक्स पॉडकास्ट। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं रियल मैड्रिड वर्सेस लिवरपूल के बारे में। एंड अस्तित्व एज अ रियल मैड्रिड फैन, आई कैन ओनली इमेजिन कि कल की मैच तो बहुत मस्त रही होगी।
Dude, absolutely, dude. कल तो मतलब as a Real fan मजा आ गया. मतलब I can't really describe how good it was to see, especially in the first match when literally Real crushed Liverpool. Like they should have been minimum 4 goals up by the halftime. They were that good. And dude, it should be a big shout out to Vinicius Junior. मतलब बंदे ने कल यार आग लगा दी पिच पे. मतलब he was everywhere. Defensively, he was everywhere. And dude, that dude yesterday was like hell bent on finishing Trent Alexander-Arnold's career. मतलब I have seen moments yesterday when he was dribbling past Trent, and it was like Trent was not even there. He just dribbled past a mannequin. It was that simple for him. And dude,
Let- Go ahead, go ahead.
especially the first 20 minutes when there was no goals, but the amount of pressure Real Madrid built up on Liverpool was astonishing, dude.
I,
Attack by attack, and there were two offside chances by Real, but amazing overall.
I think let's talk about the first goal. First of all, what a pass by Tony Kroos, and then Vinicius. I think हमने बहुत बार इसके ऊपर बात की कि Vinicius की finishing is just not up to the mark. But yesterday, even for that first goal, what a finish!
Dude, as I was saying, Vinicius ban gaya Finicius. It's a bad pun, I know that, but still, it's really shows my emotions right now, dude. I never would have thought that he could pick up the pass. That's not the problem, but he was able to finish it. I was seeing the live commentary. Even the live commentator was surprised how the hell he finished that.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the goal, I felt, you're absolutely right. It was very surprising, especially because we've seen Vinicius miss so many open chances. But I think now if he keeps playing like this, he'll be able to justify the huge price tag that Real Madrid paid for him. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so because see, Real almost paid some 40-45 million for a 18-year-old nobody from Brazil. So it was always a humongous task on him to justify that. But if he can put today's performance, then he can really justify or blow past it that he is here to stay. From 3 years, he has shown his glimpses that okay, in some matches here and there, on some 2018 El Clasico or something like that, that yeah, he can do that, but he's not consistent enough. That's the biggest problem. And अगर वो ऐसे performance day in day out डालेगा, dude, the sky is the limit for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk about one more thing. So, before the match, and not before the match, but when the draw was made, we were all talking about the Salah versus Ramos battle, and we were all looking forward to it. And unfortunately, Ramos was not able to play the match. But I think Nacho filled in for him quite well. What do you think?
See, that was also an issue, and the biggest thing was that some 4 hours before the match, the news broke out that Varane is also missing the match. So defensively, Real was going to be shaky, but that was not the case. Milicia filled in perfectly for Varane, and Nacho, I am not exaggerating, but he put it one of the best performance of his career in recent years. He was calm, he was stable. He didn't put a back tackle in the box. If the tackle was necessary, he made sure that it was outside the box. He was ever present, and his positioning in keeping Mane and Salah in control was absolutely fantastic.
True, true. And I think overall Madrid's defense was much better than people thought it would be. Is that a surprise to you based on the recent matches that Madrid have played? Were you expecting the defense
Not
to be strong?
exactly considering in the last 10-12 matches, they have not conceded a more than one goal,
Yeah, yeah.
even once. So I am not exactly surprised, but yeah, I'm a bit surprised in the attack aspect that we were able to score 3 goals without the help of Benzema. I have to give this to Liverpool's defense, even though they were ripped apart by our wings yesterday. They were very effective in keeping Benzema calm. And that's why I have given it to Zidane that after first 20 minutes, when Benzema was literally unable to get a sniff in the box without being offside, they were continuously making him go offside to try and shoot. He made Benzema go wide and play Asensio more centrally. And that was a tactical switch that led to that two goals in 20 minutes. Because with Benzema going wide, he was really putting the centre backs to with himself to outside, and that made Trent very unstable. And that way, Vinicius were really able to pick apart uh, that Trent Alexander-Arnold.
So speaking of Asensio, यार उसके बारे में तो क्या बोले, because he's someone who has suffered a lot of injuries, and I think his potential has really been he's been held back by injuries a lot. What did you think of his performance in this match?
It was a recent essential kind of performance. The last 3-4 matches when he started again scoring, this is the most typical performance he can put in. He was effective defensively. He was not, very adventurous going forward. He was straight and direct. That when we are on counter attack, he will run as fast as he can. Otherwise, he's a bit more of a cover for Vasquez because, as we know, Vasquez is not a traditional right back. So he needs a cover, especially when Vasquez is playing against someone like Mane. So that's why Asensio was, more like a right mid. But after the 20-minute mark, he really became a center forward. And when that happens, he really becomes very effective in front of goal and acts like a poacher. And that's what we saw when he scored the second goal. That
Yep.
there's a misplaced pass by Trent, and he lashed onto it and made a great first touch, by the way, to chip it above Allison. And then he turned back to saw Robertson coming hand and he tapped inside the goal. It was a great, poacher goal in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I felt the same way. Now let's talk about the other two goals. The first one was Salah's goal for Liverpool, and then Vinicius' second goal. What did you think about those goals?
So first of all, I think that especially after the first half, you saw the match also that around 41st mark, Liverpool realized that they are not able to do anything because they made a first half substitution. They brought off Navigator and brought in Thiago Alcantara. That didn't make any sense to me, but it's manager's call. And when the second half started, Liverpool were really pressing, and Madrid were even when they were coming out of the tunnel, they were looking like, okay, we have to go lead. This game is in the back kind of feeling. So they were not really the best that way performing in the first half. So when the second half started, Liverpool realized that they can't press Real because they clearly don't have the players to press Real. Because when you're pressing, you need a midfield, and they were not able to do so because Tony Cruz was picking them apart like a needle through a cheese. It was that simple for him. As you saw in the first goal, he was literally because the amount of space and time that was given to Cruz was unjustifiable. You can't give that much time and space to a player like that because Cruz is not the fastest player. But he's the most accurate a passer a person can be. So the amount of space that was given to him was unjustifiable. He was easily able to pick up at a pass. So that's why Liverpool shifted to more direct approach, that they were bypassing their midfield entirely. They just went to the long balls, and that way Real became complacent. And that's what the first goal happened. It was purely a fluke kind of thing, just because 5-6 Liverpool attackers were in the Real box around. So just given up bouncing around the box, and one way or other, one of the goals went in.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was a very strong display from Madrid, and I think Zidane really showed why the UCL is Madrid's turf, and especially at home, this was a good performance. I think while Jurgen Klopp will be disappointed with the result, I think he'll be happy with the away goal. Let's talk about the second leg. What do you think is going to happen there? Do you think Madrid can hold on to their lead, or do you think Liverpool will put in a
See,
strong display?
see, considering that Anfield factors is completely out of the picture right now with no fans.
Not just
The
no fans,
comeback to
but they
Anfield.
haven't really been performing well there regardless. I mean, they've lost so many
Yeah,
matches over there consecutively.
that's what I'm saying. That Anfield factor is completely gone. They are no 12th man or anything. So I really don't see Madrid losing a comfortable 2-goal lead. But the thing is, they have an away goal. That's the problem. That even if they're able to win just by 2-0, they're through. So I'm not completely ruling them out, but it's quite, you know, not impossible exactly, but it's not quite achievable for Liverpool, especially considering that they are not doing anything new right now. And there are also rumors with the fact that Ramos might come in for the next match.
Yep. I mean,
Varane is,
there is
Varane is
a
definitely out, but
yeah.
Ramos might come in, and that might, if Ramos is back, then I am 100% sure Real is through.
Yeah. I mean, if we see another performance this good by Vinicius, I think it won't be too difficult for Madrid to get an away goal themselves. And I must admit, I also feel like this is Madrid's match to lose. But let's see what happens. Thank you for joining us on the Flying Fullbacks podcast. We'll see you next time.